Hey guys, we're back.
We're home.
We are home.
Wait, is there anything else we can do around here? Maybe
Aren't
not.
you tired?
Okay.
Yeah, boy.
Why are you trying to get me sleep all the time?
He's gonna kill us in our sleep.
Yeah, I'm suspicious of boy.
Okay, this'll do. Sleep.
Way ahead of you.
He's on the head. You didn't even take him off.
Yeah. We woke up years later.
The ball.
Odin! Finally! Kratos, come on.
He just woke up.
Oh, it's Thor! Fine, come at me, you cuck.
You must wait.
Aww!
Yeah.
I wanted to fucking fight him now.
Sequel bait. Whoa.
The end.
You didn't get your final fight.
No, I didn't.
God, writers were so good.
Yeah, it was a
Writers were-
really enjoyable narrative. Kind of wish it had some form of like, finality or like, closure or like,
We got rid of our mom's actions. That was like the whole
Yeah.
sort of point, and like figuring out her story and
But if-
figuring out the story of Boy.
it felt like no big reveal or anything except for, I guess, the big reveal. The biggest moment is Kratos seeing his own death in the wall. And I want to see that image again, because, like, it was something stabbing Kratos at the same time as going into the boy's mouth. Or is it something coming out of the boy's mouth and stabbing Kratos?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's not necessarily carved in stone. Like, can't they change that fate?
Everything can be changed. That's
Yeah.
what they went on about
Yeah.
there.
And Loki, the Loki reveal.
Kratos is on death number 6 or something. Yeah, I mean, he's been to multiple forms of hell and crawled back out.
Yeah. Finding out the boy is Loki is.
I don't think that finding out the boy is Loki is a big deal.
No?
Oh, it's kind of not a... What does that mean to anybody who doesn't know Greek mythology? Nothing.
Well, isn't Loki Thor's brother?
I'm kind of rusty on it. I just know that Loki's the trickster god. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But, like, if nobody
That's
knows
the other thing that I feel
Norse
like I know.
mythology...
In Norse, Loki brings Ragnarok.
Okay. So again, this all hinges on the gravitas of the myths. Like, if you don't know Norse, then that reveal means nothing. It's nothing. So, like, I'm trying to, like, look at the game self-contained here, and the only big thing to me
Okay.
is the reveal of Kratos' death coming.
Right.
At some point, maybe, or something.
Loki is Thor's uncle.
Okay. So it's Odin's brother.
So yeah, that's really interesting knowing that Loki is the one who starts Ragnarok.
So Loki's like that's why like Odin's having him, well, he was having the mother hunted down though.
Odin was, because you think Odin sent Balder to hunt down the mother?
Yeah, because at the very beginning, we think that. I'm just turning this down a bit. At the very beginning, we think that Balder's looking for Kratos. Then we find out that he's actually looking for Loki. Or we think that he's looking for Atreus, because he's like, he finally, like, in that third time Balder comes, he like grabs the boy, he's like, oh, so it was him, all right. And he starts taking the kid.
Right.
And then he stabs the kid with the blade and takes him, and then that's when Kratos goes after him. And then Kratos at the end says, so it was, he was searching, like, it turns out Odin had Balder tracking her all along when they, their mom.
Yeah, Faye.
Faye, oh. I thought you said Freya. So that's what they seem to think at the end, was that because
she's a giant.
And that she had like conversed with the giants and like.
Yeah, because Odin thinks that the giants know.
Yeah.
How
and
to
he wants
stop
to kill all the
Ragnarok.
giants, and just figured like.
Yeah.
Or maybe she might know some more stuff because all the giants know shit that he wants to know, and like. Yeah, like. Yusuke, does like Japanese know anything about Norse in any way? Norse is only kind of knowledgeable in the pop culture of North America because of a lot of recent like.
I almost bought that recent. I almost bought Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman recently. I saw it at a store. I like the mythology book by Edith Hamilton. I haven't read it
What's
in so long.
Utgard versus anything else? I don't know these things.
Also, I don't want this stuff in my brain because
I
I have like history to learn.
yeah, you don't want mythology because it's gonna mess up your knowledge of history.
Well, I only have so much time in my life.
I'm interested in Japanese mythology. I wonder what it's like, their mythology. I know nothing about that.
Yeah.
I've heard names like Loki and Freya, but I know nothing about them. Yeah, so like to somebody like Yusuke, at that point in the game, like it's funny that people would think that that's like the penultimate moment, or that is the climactic moment. That's the big reveal, the big twist, is that the boy's Loki, when a Japanese player would be like,
I also find it.
or any other type of somebody from any culture that hasn't heard of Norse.
The only thing, I find it so weird that boy is Loki, because I do know of Loki as being a trickster, and he is like anything but a trickster in my mind right now.
Well, he's clever though.
But it doesn't look like he wants to fuck with people, like.
Except for when somebody, I feel like the boy's a reincarnation of Loki or something. Because there's something that took him over when he started acting evil and mean, and like when he found out he was God.
Right.
So it's like there's two things inside it, like something conflicting, and maybe that's what's inside him. Maybe that's in the prophecy, like whatever's in him comes out. Like it's hidden inside.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know.
Loki isn't originally evil, just mischievous. Yeah, he doesn't.
He's a wild card.
Yeah, I don't know. That kid seemed.
Again, like all of this hinges on like, I guess like if you have to think about like the original God of War games, they were really mostly interesting because you know Greek mythology. There's still, even in a vacuum, if you don't know anything about Greek mythology, it's still a spectacle for the eyes, all the killing and the like. But I guess every time that a new
gorgeous visual effects, the music is so
and the
good.
gore and like the way that Kratos interacts with stuff and like the crazy boss battles. I'm talking about
you're
the
talking
originals.
about the original ones. Okay, I was like, why do you keep going back to
what are those like?
Right.
A lot of that hinges on you knowing each of these Greek gods that he encounters.
Oh, Baron McCreary did the music.
But it's still, even in a vacuum, if you don't know Greek, that's still going to be a fun game because it's just fucking batshit insane.
Right.
Like, so like if I compare it to that, then like, you know, I don't know. It doesn't matter. To me, though, like it should be able to stand on its own without any knowledge of Norse, and I think it does.
I was gonna say I think it does.
Absolutely.
It's like a story of a father and a son. And
Yeah,
the
that's the
relationship
story.
And,
The story is the growth of those two.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really, I guess, need to have a big ending or twist or reveal or
they did the thing they set out to do and grew along the way.
But yeah, the biggest reveal is definitely, I would say, the biggest mystery. For me, the best part is the reveal on that wall.
Yeah.
That's the most interesting part of the end game. Like the Thor thing showing up at the end, like we were all expecting it. In fact, that led to disappointment for me because I wanted to fucking fight him this game.
Yeah.
I really expected an appearance of Odin or a fight with Odin. I was hoping for it because they build it up so much.
So.
Wow,
What?
look at all the Chinese artists. Oh, it just must have been one studio. No, it's all. Is this focusing on one particular studio that did something? Because it's
Yeah.
all Chinese. Why is it all Chinese artists?
I don't know.
It must be like one particular department
Yeah, seriously.
or studio.
Um.
You think it's going to be a trilogy Spider-Man? That the final boss of the next game will be Thor and the next one will be Odin?
Fuck, what was I gonna say before we were?
And every game will start with like a god knocking on Kratos' door. I want a TV series where every episode begins with like an almost Mr. Rogers thing where Kratos is taking off his sweater, then there's a knock at the door and he goes and he answers it, and it's the visitor of the day, and it's
Oh
a
my
new
God.
god to fight.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that it was really fun, like kind of learning about mythology through the chat's knowledge.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, I liked learning it through Mimir's stories.
Mimir's stories were fantastic.
Fun not knowing a lot about these things, and it's probably fun knowing a lot about them because you get to hear Mimir's different take on it or the way he describes these things.
Or you could be like, "That's not right."
It
Could be one of those.
Not to my recollection. It was really good. It's actually kind of nice to. What? Go ahead.
Sorry, just I want to talk about spoilers after. Go.
Okay. A game that sometimes stories should just be about the meat of the story and the journey through them. Some of my favorite movies and TV series are like that. They don't really have a feeling of an ending. You don't always have to have, so like to that degree, it's a successful, like it's still a good story. It's just like we have this, like we're trained to kind of expect finality.
Yeah, we are.
Especially in video game form, you expect to kill something at the end.
Yeah.
To destroy something big or to destroy somebody important.
Yeah. I guess
Especially in God of War.
yeah.
That's what he does.
That's true. The big fight was like the Baldur and Freya.
Yeah, that was pretty
Like,
epic. That
it
was
was.
like the kind of the ending fight for sure.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
sex minigame,
Yeah, what
yeah.
the fuck? So, with spoilers, what do people say to spoil this? Like, the boy
Probably-
is Loki?
Probably.
Because I would be like,
I'm just gonna go around on Twitter from now on trying to spoil people on the game saying, well, Kratos dies. Oh wait, that
You
kind of
would
is
not.
if you consider the wall. No, I'm just kidding. I was thinking it's funny because he doesn't die.
yeah,
Um,
boy is Loki? Yeah.
who cares? That's not
Yeah.
a spoiler to me.
And your mom is a giant? Okay, is another one?
Getting the blades would be a big spoiler for someone who's a massive fan of the franchise. Yeah. There's plan for 5 more God of War games in Norse Universe. Hope to get one out every 3 years.
Oh, wow.
15 years of this world and Boy and Kratos? Well, that's too.
I guess that is true. You can spoil cool moments in the game. Like,
They better get to recording some Boy dialogue then, because that kid's his
Seriously.
voice is gonna change pretty quick.
yeah. Shit. Goddamn puberty. how Baldur dies is another.
Of course, I'd have a go
spoiler
at
for
you
some
if
people.
if you spoiled it in there. That'd be stupid
Oh,
to do
fuck
so.
yeah, of course.
Just because it's not a big deal to me doesn't mean I'd want to hear about it. That's probably what those people who are trying to spoil shit for me on Twitter. There's a couple in the last month. Some people tried to spoil this game and Red Dead, and people are always catching it before I do. They see like
Yeah, thank you.
usually it's people who already have muted accounts
Yeah,
and they appear
it's the hidden comment.
as the thing that you have to reveal, and I never click those. But like tons of people are saying this account just spoiled it, and all I have to do is click the username and go block them.
Yeah.
And then I never get to see the tweet.
Yeah.
All I have to do is like take the tips from my mods and other proactive turbos who see it, and I just go block these people before I even see shit.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have mattered if I did, if that's what people were saying. If they were going around saying, boy is Loki, that wouldn't have mattered. I'd have been like, well, you're an asshole, but also at the same time, it wouldn't have mattered to me in terms of
Yeah.
the game.
You can skip these, eh? I don't know if there's anything after it.
We're just sitting here to the music, having a discussion about the game. It was a really good game. I wouldn't call it like, it was a great game, but I wouldn't say it's like mind-blowing, and I certainly wouldn't call it a masterpiece.
Yeah.
If the definition of a masterpiece is like perfection.
Right.
Like, I'm sure that the master crafter of the game, if he could go back, would, like, especially with all the criticism, would add more variety in bosses
Yeah.
and enemies. That was an odd oversight, in my opinion. Like, it couldn't have been an oversight. They knew what they were doing. Like, they spent so many, like, they made a choice for some reason not to put in variety of bosses, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Because they put in so much variety of other things. Like, so many different Kratos attacks can be equipped. It's odd that they chose to, like,
And it's so interesting too, like that part where you're going down the elevator and fighting all the baddies. It's like they were showcasing like this area had
Yeah.
this baddie, and remember
Yeah.
this baddie, and then there was these
You
big
almost-
baddies, and you're like, yeah, like
all of that was kind of lame. Like, it was like, wow, you're kind of just like summing up for me how little there
yeah,
was,
yeah.
in a way.
Testing. you
Norse
can do
doesn't have a variety?
fighting
Really?
system.
I don't think that's true.
Lack of time. Oh, someone said it was just due to lack of time.
Was it? Is that what they've said in interviews?
Yeah.
Like, they just ran out of time?
Corey Balrog. I'm not sure
That's
who
too
that
bad. A single boss takes more than a year to complete? What? What? For the entire team? A boss takes a year to complete for the entire team that makes the game? That doesn't make any sense. This game should have been in development for about 20 years then, because there were enough bosses. There was like the guys from the Dark Elves, if you want to call them bosses, 2 different types of trolls, Valkyries, there's 4 of them. There's like World Serpent battle, dragon battles. Like, I mean, when you sum it up, there is a good amount. It's just
Right.
nothing. Like, if you want to say a boss battle takes a year to complete, then the original God of Wars each should have taken like 20 to 30 years to make. That doesn't make sense.
This is the director who was saying
I don't
that.
understand that.
That's what the director was saying. Mangi and Modi.
That doesn't seem.
There's 8 Valkyries, not 4. But yes.
That sounds like he's speaking with hyperbole or something. I don't know. Like, if it takes a year to complete, then I don't know. Like, put like more teams in there so that each of them, after 1 year, 50 bosses are done because you put 50 teams on. I don't fucking know. Whatever it takes. All I know is I've played many games with way more variety in bosses, so there's not really an excuse in terms of time, in my
So
opinion.
do you think that it still deserves Game of the Year?
I can say that even though I've only gotten, like, I think,
36% of the way through Red Dead.
and I think that's over, like, that percentage is probably wrong. Like, that's, I think that's inflated. I think with real time and story, like in Red Dead, I've probably only done 10% of the game so far. Like, with actual
Right.
progression. even having just scratched the surface of Red Dead, I would still call that game of the year, and that's just my subjective feelings.
Yeah.
Like, I just like that world more. I love that world. I feel that there's more there to explore as it depends on your definition of what a game is,
I know.
what a story
Game of the
is.
Year is such a complicated
It's all
thing.
subjective.
Yeah.
Plus, who says that it's game of the year anyways? Just because one
fucking-
show said it
yeah.
was? What did BAFTA say? What did the BAFTA guys say? What did the DICE guys say? Who decides game of the year? There's many different major bodies and entities that say games of the year. No one show. Just because Jeff Keighley is high on Doritos and Mountain Dew doesn't mean he gets to like bust down your door and dictate to you what game of the year is. The Oscars doesn't get to determine pitch of the year either. Golden Globes tries as well. Like who says these are the all that Oscars gets to decide is who won the Oscar for Best Picture, not
Yeah.
what the Best Picture was.
BAFTA hasn't been done yet?
All we know about God of War is that the game of the year accorded for the video game award for Game of the Year went to God of War. That's all we know. You can't say.
No, wait, Eurogamer's Game of the Year is Tetris Effect?
Really? Well, there you fucking go. Like, fucking. Here, my game of the year is friggin' Puyos.
Puyos. That wouldn't even come out this year.
Yeah, I don't care. Maybe there's a Puyos 8 or something now.
I would love to play fucking Tetris Effect. Come on!
God of War is one. Wait, where'd you quantify these? Just from publications and blogs and magazines and.
What, that God of War has gotten many games?
135 got Game of the Years and Red
Oh.
Dead got 101.
Whoa, yeah, seriously. And what are all those? Oh my god. There's a fart button!
It's super subjective.
Yeah.
I would have to say that, like, as a, it's just like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's a fun to discuss, I guess, and argue when you have nothing else better to do. But, yeah, it was good though. I don't think I want to play it again. Like, I don't want to do a new game plus or anything.
No.
It would be cool. I could see if I had the time, like, and I was this type of gamer still, or ever, to play it on its hardest difficulty, which I've heard is super challenging but very rewarding when you get good at it,
Right.
and learn how to, like, get really practiced and good at, like, all of the mechanics of the game, like, you
Yeah.
know, the things that require a new game plus to really get good at. Spider-Man got 16, third with 16
Huh?
total.
Wow. Killing all the Valkyries add some extra stuff that hint for sequels. Yeah, this past year was great for PS4 releases.
Yeah, what happened this year was gamers really made out big time.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy year for games. It's been
Seriously.
an amazing year for games. Yeah, in the end, what I think their greatest triumph was they created a realistic feeling relationship, a believable relationship
Yeah.
between two characters that grew and
They wrote a kid well, and the voice actor was so good.
and the ultimate theme was that you don't need to be what you're supposed to be or what you're expected to be. Kratos has grown up and he's changed. And the boy doesn't need to become what he is supposed to become. It's kind of like the theme of Iron Giant.
Whoa.
Don't be like your dad is the theme.
Gotcha. But my dad's
Just
good
simply
guy.
don't be like your dad. But it really is. I think it's about like the analysis of, or like no, or self-reflection and stuff like that. It's kind of appropriate at this time in my life too. I'm changing.
When you're becoming an old pussitarian man.
I'm softening.
Yeah, you are.
It makes me less entertaining too.
Goddamn right it does.
I think that's some people's rejection of this show now too, is that like the guys are gone, so that dynamic's gone. But then in addition, I'm not the old like says crazy fucking shit
Angry man fresh?
angrily. I still make people angry because I'm always going to, but I don't like, you know, I don't have the same piss and vinegar. So people have to enjoy it on a new level.
That is interesting how Freya and Boulder's relationship was the exact opposite of Kratos and Boy.
Well, they both try to the parents both try to protect
Yeah. But we have Cat Dad. No. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get as fragey anymore. It's true. Indignant.
Don't let anger and vengeance control you. This is good. This is good lesson.
That's true, rhythm beats. You know, I was thinking the other day that the stream gets too chill sometimes, maybe, and some like maybe it's not entertaining at all. But then I was looking back at some clips that people were clipping, and I'm like, show's still funny. We're still funny.
We're so funny.
Sometimes. In different ways. We make some good quips when you look at the clips.
Make them clips of our quips.
But we're being funny without trying, which I think is sometimes even more funny. Like,
Yeah, we need Ace Attorney.
definitely.
That'll bring back the frage. Our neighbors are good at trash dumping though, so we don't need to rage at that. We're still funny, it's the kids that are not funny. Nice cry.
Yeah, it is the kids who are, what is it? Am I out of touch? No, it is the children who are wrong. Yeah. How soundproof is this? It's not very soundproof. You could, if I yell, you're gonna hear it on the street, but you're not gonna hear it in other people's houses unless they had their window open, which...
Whenever Fraser's doing a stream and I come home, I can hear it.
You can hear the sound of the music of the
Yeah,
game?
I can hear like, it's muffled, but I can hear sound
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah,
And
and
if you yell, I can hear your voice.
Yeah, and that's whatever.
But I can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, and there's no way that you could hear it in somebody else's house, so it's not going to bother people too much. It might be a little bit troublesome doing daytime streams on weekends in the summer or like in good weather when people are outside enjoying, like our neighbors are outside on their porch.
No.
They don't spend much
think
time
that's
outside on their
fine.
patio doing much,
Yeah.
actually, now that I think of it.
I was just
even
thinking
on the
for
weekends.
the heat.
Oh, it'll be even hard. It'll be hard just because of the heat. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd say they'd be more likely to be outside in those times at night. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We'll figure it. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. The fact is, Japan matches our mood and our point in life. Anyways, I guess the reason this went into this diatribe though is like the game's theme really does kind of match up with getting to this age. We are at this age where a lot of games themes match our age because the developers of these games are our age and they're exploring these themes. The
Yeah.
writers, the directors.
Yeah, like how Smash Bros is so our attitude about
Yeah.
life.
Like this feeling
It's
of looking up and
really-
seeing all these hands coming at you and
Yeah.
realizing that your only hope is relying on a little puffball that consumes everything with his gaping void mouth.
Yeah, and we'll
That-
double jump
Everybody
to
is
get out of it.
only 90s kids will get that.
You guys don't understand. It's so deep.
We'll double jump and then use our special to get out of it.
Yeah.
You know? Um it was a good game.
Public relations. That's what I went to school for.
Trying
Will
to think
this
of
ever end?
comparing the story, like just to the stories that stick with you through the years and like of games, and it's very similar to The Last of Us. Where The Last of Us was like just this. It's all about the journey, just the journey and
Yeah.
the development of a relationship. That's what, when it comes down to it, a good story is just the development of a relationship between characters.
Yeah, totally.
Sometimes more than two, but it works really well in video game form when it is two or more, I guess. Like it's kind of like a theme now with some of the great games. Is the companion that is with you through the minutia and the monotony, depending on the game,
Yeah.
of the fighting of the baddies and the traversal and doing all the puzzles, is like that chatter going back and forth.
Yeah, having a useful companion as well
like
is important.
BioShock Infinite,
Yeah.
Last of Us, this one. What else is there that has a guy with you chatting with you all the time?
Those are the three that I was thinking of.
Those are the main three. It's three extremely good games where you feel like the a lot of games I feel like you kind of only remember the end,
Yeah.
or you don't remember the end and you only remember like certain points, like just little points, but like
Portal 2.
Portal, oh my god, that's one of the
Portal.
biggest ones.
Yeah.
Being chatted at by, that's the development of this silent protagonist relationship with this chatty robot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Navi doesn't count.
Navi does not count at all, unfortunately, no. Final Fantasy doesn't count. No, we're talking about companions that are constantly talking to you.
Yeah.
That the flavor is like, it's almost like BioShock learned when it had its game and you go around, and the best part was like kind of listening to those recorders as you went, like you start a recorder and then you get to walk around doing stuff while you continue listening to it.
Right.
And it's like, I almost feel like they learned from that. They're like, people like playing the game while listening to something.
Yeah.
So instead of having to sit, watch, and wait and consume the lore,
That's always the worst.
have the lore passively being given to you and the stories given to you as you're
Right.
engaged. Walking Dead, season 1, obviously, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You and Clem. Yeah, all some of the, like,
Yeah.
Batman and Joker.
2000. Oh wait. No, that's not how long they were. working.
Especially,
Yeah.
yeah, what Arkham Knight did with Joker. You'd almost be hard pressed nowadays to like name a great game that comes out that doesn't have a companion with you. Like,
Well-
of the best games, I'd say it'd be easier to.
Red Dead 2 doesn't have one constant companion. It has
Red Dead
many.
2 doesn't. Yeah, but that's what Red Dead has always been, in a way, has been a companion with you. Or that's what Grand Theft Autos have always been since Grand Theft Auto 3 and beyond, is car rides with people that you're having conversations
Right,
with.
right.
But it isn't a relationship that develops. So that's in its own category. Uncharted did it with. Oh,
Atreus, are you ready?
Yeah, but I had the weirdest dream. Fimbulwinter was ending, and Thor came for us.
oh,
It was only a dream.
But it felt different. It felt real. It felt like the future.
Then we will worry about it tomorrow. Today, there are still things we can do. Come.
it was just a dream.
It was just a dream all along.
So the next game doesn't need to necessarily start like that.
Maybe Mom's still here. It was all just a dream.
Maybe the mom was a giant, but she was normal size because it was all in that ass.
Maybe.
That's what I've been thinking since it was revealed, but it wasn't worth. It was kind of inappropriate to say it at the time.
Yeah. Thanks for waiting.
But I immediately thought that. It was probably just all in that ass. Maybe there's always something giant about every. For him, it's his brain.
Yeah.
Kratos isn't a giant. And that's why he's got a tiny D.
Aw.
Just a little dicky. And that's why he's so angry.
Yeah. Poor guy.
And that's why my phrases subsided, because my little dicky got bigger. I just
showdown.
love that. I love that in Big Mouth. Just showing up my little dicky here.
Oh my god.
Your dick is quite small, but there's something about your confidence that is very appealing.
Funny.
So that's that. It's kind of hard to end the stream. Like, it just feels like there wasn't finality. I think that kind of sums it up. It's like, I just want one. Could you imagine if like it came back from the credits and you actually do battle Thor and they stayed quiet the whole time?
That would have been amazing.
That they would have never stayed quiet. They'd have been like, just
keep
skip
going,
the
just keep
credits,
going, just
skip
keep
the
going.
credits, and then you get. That you guys would
fine.
never have stayed quiet. That would have been
okay.
epic if you did.
It's okay.
And that
it's
was
okay.
true. All right, guys.
So we're gonna end on sort of shitting on the chat.
Yeah. Do you think that there'll be DLC?
They said they have lots of plans for DLC, right? Is that right, guys?
I wonder what they could do.
It's a sign of a good game if you want more. Woohoo! Battle!
It's a good sign of a game if you want more. Then
No DLC? Where did I get my information?
I just have to say to King Cartoon, then No Man's Sky is the greatest game ever created.
They planned it, but the plan was game size, so they said no. Oh. Because the scope was too huge. Okay. Well, fuck. That means they're well on the way. Their way for a new game, maybe. Maybe.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. This has been God of War on Video Games Awesome Live. Goodbye.